It doesn't matter if you're a new guitar player or somebody who's been playing for a while. At some point, you're going to get frustrated with playing guitar. You're going to get frustrated with some aspect of it. We're going to talk about, just kind of overcoming some of those frustrations. But first thing you need to remember is that we're trying to have fun playing guitar. The only reason we're playing guitar is to have fun. And you need to think about that and not take it too seriously. If you're getting frustrated, just like put it down and come back the next day. And just be happy that you didn't take up golf and you're not playing golf all the time. Because if you want to be frustrated all the time, you should go out and play golf every day. Terrible sport. It's a lot of fun, but it's terrible. And then, I'm going to gear this more towards beginners and newer guitar players. So the first thing that brand new guitar players get frustrated with is finger pain. And finger pain is something that if you don't play a lot, you're going to get it. But especially when you're brand new, you got no calluses built up. You got no shot, really. So, I was basically like, I'm going to play every day for an hour. I'm gonna get as good as I can. And, a week into that plan, I was like, I can't play for more than like 10, 15 minutes. My fingers hurt so bad. And this is like when you have pain and you're playing guitar, like you got neck pain, back pain, wrist pain, you need to stop playing. When you have tip of your finger pain, because you got the soft little fingies, you got them soft fingies, you can play through it a little bit. So you don't want to be like, oh, my fingers hurt. As soon as I put them on the thing, it hurts, so I'm going to take a week off. It's not what you want to do. But you don't want to play through it to the point of it like really hurting. So like if your fingers are killing you, play for 5 minutes. And that's going to help build those calluses. And that's pretty much it. You got to be a little patient with it because sometimes you got to not play as much as you want to play to get those fingers built up. But you also got to push through just a little bit if you want to build those calluses up right. And everybody's going to build the calluses up. So after you've been playing for like a month or whatever, I don't know how long it takes. They're going to be there. And then if you want to play for like 2 hours, you better play for a while to build up calluses big enough to play longer. And if you're playing an acoustic, it's going to hurt more than if you play an electric, but an acoustic's going to build up those calluses faster and bigger. So just saying. Next thing, chord transitions. So, the worst thing you can do in guitar is not be able to hit your chord transitions. Not the worst thing. You can sloppily get through some chord transitions. We're going to talk about that. But if you really can't get through and you really flub it up and you mess up like the timing because you can't get through it, then it's not going to be great. Imperative to clean up chord transitions. Number one exercise, and it's not even an exercise. It's just a little thing to do. You learn a new song. It's got a C chord to a G chord. And you're like, I can't play that. Never seen that chord progression before. I've never seen a C chord to a G chord. That would be weird. Unless you're like brand new. But anyways, we're going to use those as our example. So you got a C chord. You got a G chord. However you got it, whatever your chords are, whether you're transitioning from a C chord to a C major pentatonic, whether you're transitioning from a C chord to a, let's just say a D chord, up here, a bar chord, whatever you're transitioning, doesn't matter. Trying to get the point home that this works no matter what two things you're going between. Doesn't have to be something simple. Just sit there, take your strumming in, get rid of it. Don't need it anymore. Use it for something else. And just sit here and go back and forth. And go back and forth. And try and go back and forth quicker. Keep going back and forth quicker. And with something you're unfamiliar with, this is going to be difficult. But it's just building up muscle memory. Everything with the guitar is repetition, muscle memory. It's how you get better. It's how you get faster. And there's more to it. But, that's everything that you need to have fun. So just work on going back and forth. That's going to be the number one tip. And then you can start playing your song. And if you're still struggling with your song and you're like, I can't get between this, I can't get from this C chord to this G chord. The number two thing, 3 maybe, you don't want to miss the 1 of the beat. So on your beats like 1, 2, 3, 4, you don't want to miss the G chord on the 1. You don't want to go from the C chord and be like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. It's gonna sound all weird. Everything's gonna fall apart. But nobody's gonna notice. They might notice a little bit, but they're not gonna care if you miss the 4 of the beat. I'm not going to care that much. So leave early. So go, instead of missing the 1 because you stayed on the C till 4, leave it like 3 or 3.5 or something, you know, and go like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm even strumming the open strings just totally open. It doesn't sound that bad. It's not that terrible. So just think about that and do it. Jump back and forth, leave early. Another thing, you know, on this channel we like to talk guitar, and we're trying to get better at guitar. I'm trying to get better at guitar. I'm trying to help you guys get better at guitar. You guys are helping me get better at guitar. So if that's something you're into, then please like and subscribe. I mean, you don't have to do either of those things, but I'd appreciate it if you did. No pressure. It's below the video if you want to hit the subscribe thing. All right, number 4, rhythm. So rhythm, we're gonna put this together with timing. We're gonna talk about timing first. So timing, everybody sucks at timing. I sucked at timing. I still suck at timing. The less you practice with a metronome, the worse you are at timing. The less you play along to tracks, the worse you are. You know, pretty much everybody's terrible at timing unless they work on it all the time. So play with a metronome, but metronomes can be super boring. And I hear you. They're, whew, that little click. It can be hard to even hear it, like to listen to it and stay on it and be like, all right, let's do this. So, you know, you can always go on YouTube and get the drum tracks. Those are a lot more fun to play with. I mean, it's real music, so it's more fun. Nobody's going to listen to a click. We're not putting clicks in songs because clicks are no fun. So, you know, drum tracks work. Also, you know, you're just learning a song, play along with the actual recording. Find, if you're trying to solo over a song, sometimes you can find backing tracks. If it's a popular song, put a backing track for whatever the song is. You know, I know I'm a Grateful Dead fan and stuff. There's backing tracks out there for all those songs. There's other bands probably do that stuff. You know, not even that it's the bands, it's the fans. It's the fans, not the bands. So yeah, you know, backing tracks, stuff like that. Play along with stuff that's in time. That's going to help you. And then rhythm. So, you know, slow it down while you're learning new rhythms, new rhythm patterns. Slow it down. And as soon as you can, stop thinking of things in downs and ups, because it's just like, I get it, you're going down and you're going up, but it really just like starts to fall apart when you get to 16th notes. And even when you're at 8th notes, a down is a 1, or a down is your 1, 2, 3, 4 beat, and your up is your and. So like 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Your ups would all be your ands. Your downs would be your 1, 2, 3, 4s. But then when you get to 16th notes, you're at 1 E and a, because you got 4 beats per measure bar, per bar or something there. So, you know, you want to get rid of the downs and ups because it can get confusing. Like when you're doing down, down, up, down, down, up, down, up. See, that one's a little more simple. You can kind of tell where the beginning and the end of it is. I don't know if you know what's the 1 or the 4. All you know is that you start on a down and you end on an up. But I just said that the ups are ands. So is that up at the end of 4? No. No, it's not. It's 1, 2, and 4, and 1, 2, and 4, and. So once you can start thinking of that, you can really rhythm starts making more sense, because you know where the beginning is, you know where the end is. Because once you get into these longer rhythm patterns with 16th notes and stuff, the downs and ups just fall on their face. They don't work anymore. You don't know if you're up, you don't know if you're down. I mean, you do because you're going up and down, but you know what I mean. So figure that out. Number 5, this is a hot topic. Everybody loves this. Actually, everybody hates these. Barre chords. So barre chords, just quick. I don't want to spend too much time on this, but you know, if your guitar's not set up, like if your action's not low, like this action's super low. On an acoustic, it's going to be a little higher, but it still should be really low. If your action is like more than like this, I don't know, like 2 to 4 millimeters, I think. Could be wrong on that. We'll check. Then it's probably too high, and it's going to make bar chords so much harder. And it's going to make bar chords hurt. You're going to try and play a bar chord up here, and you're going to be like, this hurts so bad. Everything's buzzing. Like, what's wrong with me? Is there something wrong with my hand? My hand can't do it. Is it me? And no, it's probably your guitar. But when you're just learning bar chords, whether it's an F bar chord, G, you know, fifth string bar chords, one thing that nobody really talks about is like if you have a note that's muted out, like say you're playing this and your B and your E string are muted out. You know, they're not ringing because you're not pushing down good. It's still, in this case, an A chord. You want to avoid that buzzing. And you're going to have buzzing while you're learning this stuff, but you know, you don't need all 6 notes. There's like no instances where you actually need all 6 notes. And that's one big thing about dynamics is like, you don't have to strum all the strings. That's still a G chord. And I'm only strumming 3 strings. Of course, you can strum all the strings, but if something's not ringing out right, it doesn't matter. The high E string is like the most worthless string. Like, just get rid of that string entirely. There's no high E string in there. Can you tell? Probably not. Because it's worthless string. At least as far as when you're playing full chords. You know, it's great for soloing, so we shouldn't just get rid of it. You know, I don't know why I said get rid of it, but you know, when you're playing a D minor chord, do you need it? You don't need it. Don't need it. So don't be too worried if you're muting things out. Obviously, if you're having trouble with getting these things to you know, you're buzzing and everything, then one thing to do is like, I curl my finger a little bit, just a little bit. You don't, like when you're playing this shape or even this shape, like when I'm playing this shape especially, that high E string, I am only fretting this one note. And then this is covering the rest of the notes. I don't even know why they call this a bar chord. Like if you're really spending all your energy fretting all these notes when they're being blocked by these 3 notes, you're wasting your time. Wasting your time. You don't need the high E string. We just talked about that. So why don't you just fret this one note and then fret these 3 notes? See, I'm like totally off of it. Still sounds good. Way less effort. Same thing here. Don't need the high E string. You can play it. It's in there. But if you don't want to get it, then just fret this 5th string with that index finger, and then you're covering the next 3 strings. You got 4 strings. You don't need all 5. If you want all 5, you can get them. I don't play all 5. Play 4. Play 4 strings. And I never played a song for anybody with a D minor like that or a D like that with those 5th string bar chords, and somebody was like, you know, that would have sounded pretty cool if you actually played that high E string. Nobody has ever said that. You can do the same type of thing up here. You know, it gets harder when you're doing a minor chord. But what you do is like, you kind of take your finger and you don't want to put it straight on. I mean, I tried this at first for a while and had a lot of trouble. Like, you don't need to put it straight on to the guitar. Like, it doesn't need to be straight. It can be rolled about a quarter roll, and then you can even curve it a little bit. Give it a little curve. My other finger's in the way. See, that's got a nice little curve there. And these are frustrating. So once you get better, you can just play like this. And just stop playing them. This is basically like you could play an F chord like this down here. You can mute out that high E string because we don't need it. You could pull your thumb over if you want, but that's further down the line. I don't even know why I'm talking about it. Probably because bar chords are like a rite of passage more than something you need to play for your entire life. A lot of people play them their entire life, so don't come at me if you do, but I don't play them because they suck. They're okay. I think my wrist was hurting at one point, so I was like, well, if I move it like, you know, your wrist is all down here, all bent up. If you play like this, your wrist is more straight on. But that's when you've been playing for a little while. You played through the pain, which you weren't supposed to do, and then you're like, now my wrist hurts. So I'm gonna learn how to play differently. So and then the last thing that I want to talk about, which kind of goes into the actual last thing, is when you're feeling frustrated because you can't play something, you're feeling stuck. And you might try and learn a new song and it's way too hard for you. Well, the first thing you do is like give it like 3 days. Play it till it's really frustrating. And then put the guitar down, go away, or go play something else. And come back the next day and see if it's any easier. Because sometimes you build that muscle memory overnight. And the first time you mess around with something, it's super hard. Well, the next day, with those repetitions you did the day before, it's a little easier, and then it's a little easier. But if it looks like after a day or two that it's like, this is like not something I'm going to be able to play anytime soon, then stop getting frustrated playing it and just like put it away and go learn something else. And then the next thing is just like when you're bored, you get bored with the guitar, it's usually because you stop learning things. Like you're like, I know these handful of songs and I just play these same songs all the time. Well, no wonder you're getting bored. You're just doing the same thing all the time. Or like, all I ever do is play the pentatonic scale over backing tracks. Well, go learn some real songs, right? Go learn something else. Go learn a new technique, go learn some music theory, learn a solo, learn just a riff, learn a full song, learn new chords. And as long as you keep being challenged, this is like with anything in life, as long as you're still challenged, you'll stay interested. It happens at work too. Once you hit like a plateau at work, you know what you're doing, you're just doing the same stuff every day, it gets boring. So try to keep yourself challenged. And with that, I want to leave you with one thing, that if you're really trying to get better at guitar, then you need to learn songs. Whether it's other people's solos, you need to learn chords. You want to increase your chord vocabulary. Don't go look up all these chords. Unless you're going to write songs with those chords, you need something to apply them to. So you can go learn an A minor 7 chord up here and be like, oh, that sounds really nice. And then if you don't play that in a song or have something where you're applying that, you're going to forget it and it's not going to help you. So learn songs. As you learn those songs, you're going to learn new chords with them. You're going to learn new techniques with the different riffs and solos and stuff. And you don't have to learn everything note for note. Like, you can improvise over other people's songs, but just learn those different chords and all that stuff is going to help you get better so much faster than if you just like try and learn guitar without actually playing music, which to some people that probably sounds stupid, but I know there's people out there that don't actually play music. They run scales, they do exercises, they learn chords, and they don't really apply that stuff to actual songs. So that's like my number one tip, is if you keep learning, you're going to be less frustrated. And if you get super frustrated, then move on to something else. I hope you liked this video. If you did, remember to hit that subscribe. Really appreciate it. Thanks for watching. I'll talk to you soon.